Welcome to the studio. I thought with spring in the air we would paint a couple of tulips. I'm using my little travel kit here. I don't know, this is Daler Rowney. This is a student grade travel kit. But I think it'll do for our purposes. So the tulips I've chosen to paint, which I don't have a picture of, I'm just kind of doing it from my mind, are red and yellow. The edges of the petals are yellow or yellowish, and the body of the petal is going to be a nice bright red. So I've just put on that yellow, and I'm going to dab in some red on the body of these petals and let those colors mix together. There we go. Oops, I got a little outside the lines. And here we go. Just mix up a little extra. I'm going to try to darken these up just a little bit. I want some nice, bold, healthy leaves on these. There we go. I'm going to paint the petals in the background. There we go. Just a little bit here and there. I don't want to add too much to the petals inside because I don't want to take away from the yellow on the edge. Here we go, just dropping in a stem. A nice green with a little yellow ochre mixed in it. A nice straight line on here. There we go. Let me dry this off. Okay, it's all dry. There it is. We're back. I'm going to repeat the process here. And I'm going to make up a little darker red. I'm going to paint the inside petals. And when I get to the top, I don't want that darkness to extend all the way up. I'm just going to blend that color out a little bit. There we go. Nice. All right, let's come over on the third tulip over here. Drop on some nice red up on the top. Just let that color bleed right out up to the top. There we go. Just let some of that come out. I want it to look like it's just behind the other petals. And when I've got that, I'm going to darken the outside, the center of the petals on these other tulip leaves. And I really want these colors to blend together, so I'm just going to put a big dollop of water on there and let the color mix and run right on that paper. There we go, and just right up to that yellow. I don't want it to overtake the yellow on the edge of the leaf, but I want it to go right up to it and touch it. In between this coat of paint and the coat of paint underneath it, we should end up with a very nice, simple, but nice looking tulip. Quick and easy as that. There we go. One more. Just grabbing that red color, getting a little water on my brush, brushing right down. But I don't want to go over top of all of the yellow. I want the yellow to stay and shine through. There we go. Now I've got a little bit of a different color red. I'm going to use that on the inside of the petals in the rear. There we go, and just let a little bit of that color blend towards the end of those petals. Here we go, that was a little dark, so I had to pull just a bit off. There we go, just enough to set it off so that you know those petals are behind the ones in front, but not so much that they take away from the petals in front. There we go. Just really a soft little color there. Whoops. There we go. Perfect. Just like that. Just like we wanted to do. Okay, mixing up a little extra color here. We're gonna put a little more on our stems, just here, and drop it down. I should have made that stem go more behind the flower in the center. Would have given it a little bit more depth, but we won't worry about that right now. And here we go. We had some red bleeding on this stem when we did it the first time. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to go right over it. You'll never notice it. There we go. It's a little darker up here at the top, so I'm mixing a little bit darker green and letting it get a little paler as we go to the bottom. Okay, now I just want to put a touch up on a couple of these petals in here to set them off from the petals around them. There we go. Just a little bit. Good. I must have missed this petal before. Just come back and touch it up. And you can see how effective this is. How nice it makes that look all 3D. Gives you some depth to it. There we go. Just adding a little color to the body of this petal to make it look like there's a little bit more depth to it. And again, just let that color bleed off to the inside. There you go. Wherever you think you need to put that color on there, just right around the outside. Maybe on this third flower, we need a little extra color too. For me, these paints don't have quite enough pigment in them. I should have been able to do this in 2 coats of paint. We'll do it with 3 on this project. And I'm a little disappointed because I really kind of like this set. There's some nice, bright, vibrant colors, but they're just not quite deep enough or rich enough for what I want sometimes. So maybe we'll just use this when we're having fun and we're out and about and not so much in the studio anymore. There we go, just putting a little vein in that flower. Just a touch of one here. If we do that, if we do this and we do it right, we can add a lot of depth with just that. There we go. By drawing that on, we can show the curvature of that petal. And it will help us give a little bit of 3D effect to it. Okay, here we are. I think we're done with the flowers themselves. I'm going to mix up a little color for our background and just drop this on. You've seen me paint backgrounds before. Very loose, very quick. There we go. Just right on like that. I am keeping this one a little bit green because I want green to be the background, opposite color of red, the major color of these tulips, and it should help push these tulips forward just a bit. I do feel like I've had to put a little extra pigment in my wash to make this work right, so maybe it's going to look a little blotchy. We'll see when we're done with it. Either way, it's still accomplishing the same thing. That green color is pushing those tulips forward in the painting and everything else in the back. There we go. Quick as that. We've got a little background on our tulips. Very nice. There's no need to get too detailed on that. We don't want the background to be the focus of interest. We just want it to be there to set everything else off. And there we have it. Some nice little tulips. I hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed having you in the studio. Like the video, share the video. Thanks. Come again.